What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out this Leer tri-folding hard tonneau cover on our 2017 Ford F-150. This is going to be a hard tonneau cover that folds in 3 places. So I like that it's got that reinforced plastic and fiberglass right here, and you have the aluminum frame around there, so you know that it's going to hold up. If you were to set a box or something on top of there, it'd be just fine. The cover is going to stick up 3/4 inch from the bed rail, so it's not going to impede your view at all. It's pretty low profile and looks pretty nice on the truck. Now it will get a little bit taller when you fold the panels back and even rest it up with the prop rods. That is going to block your view, and we'll show you that here in a little bit. The tonneau on top not only improves the way the truck looks, but is also nice to keep whatever's in your bed away from prying eyes, or just keeps it safe from the elements too. So if it rains and all that, or any elements comes down on it, it won't get to whatever's in your bed. Now it's really easy to use. I'll bring the tailgate down and show you. There's going to be on both sides these latches right here, and you just push them together, which releases this latch so you can fold this panel back. We're going to do the same thing right here in the middle. There's going to be one more right here. Now if you want partial bed access, you can leave it folded up like this, undo this clip, and just plug it in there. Now you do that on both sides, and it'll help hold it in place when you're driving down the road. Now if you want full bed access, you can put the clips back in this way, come back to the latch, fold up this section right here, and then use these prop rods that are included with it. And you'll do that on both sides too. Now with it folded up here, there's still going to be 4 3/4 inch of the bed covered up just by that front part of the tonneau, but that's not too bad. But as you can see, it folded up against the back glass. You're not going to be able to use your back window or anything, so that's just something to think about. Now if you really do need that full bed, you can take the cover off fully. You just come over here, these hand knobs, loosen these on both sides, and then detach the emergency latches here that just help make sure that if something was to fail, it is attached to the rail still, so it won't come back out. Something else to consider is how much space you actually have. So from the bed of the truck to the under the side of the tonneau cover, you got about 21 inches to work with. So just keep that in mind with whatever you want to store in here. That's as much space as you got. Now it might be a little different if you don't have the drop-in bed liner, but that's what this vehicle has. Another thing that's nice about this tonneau cover is the low profile rails here. They're not sticking up too far above the bed, and they don't take up that much space on the inside of our bed rails. You can see our stake pockets right here, still exposed and still usable. Now we've talked about this tonneau cover. If there's anything that sticks out that maybe makes you think this one's not for you, I can give you a couple other options. So if the visibility was a big issue, not being able to see out the back window, you can get a canister style tonneau cover. So that's going to go and feed into a canister, but the canister is going to be down in the bed, so it's going to take up some of that space up front. So if bed space is really important to you, that might not be the way to go either. The other option would be the backflip revolver, and that's going to roll up, but it's going to be a hard tonneau cover. It's reinforced with aluminum, so you're going to roll it up, and it will take up a little bit of space here by your headrest, but you'll still have all this portion up here to see out that back window. As far as installation goes, it's not too bad. It might help to have a second set of hands just to set this portion up on the bed and make sure it's straight on both sides. Otherwise, you can do most of it yourself. It comes with the tools you need to do it, and the nice thing is you don't have to modify your bed. There's no drain tubes needed, so you don't have to drill any holes or anything. You pretty much get it done pretty quick. Check out how we did it. Got our clamps here. We're gonna do some pre-assembly, so we're gonna slide this in the bottom channel, just like that. Now you can see we already did that up front. There's gaps here in the rails where you can put them to slide them in around the objects that are in the way. There's another one here. And now I'll lift up the rail, put it towards the bed, and you should be able to go up and under to get these clamps to come up underneath the rails. So we'll go a little bit lower than we need to, and then bring it up. You have a drop-in bed liner here, and you will have to work around the contours in the bed. You see how this sticks out a little bit? It's not a good spot for that clamp, so I can go over here or over here just to move it out of the way, so then it fits up and under there like it should. Once I got the clamps in place and fed up towards the top of the bed rails, I can slide the rail to the very front. Then we'll come back, use the hand knobs to tighten this up first on all 3 of them. It's going to help hold that clamp and that rail in place. So you want to start to tighten the knob just when it starts making contact. Don't over tighten it. Now we'll come back with the 5mm Allen key and tighten these bolts down. I'm just going to draw the clamps in. I'm going to get this one kind of tight, and I'm going to move on to the next one and then come back and tighten them evenly. Now you're going to repeat that entire process on the opposite side. Now you might need a second set of hands on this one, so John's here to help me out. We're going to just walk this up to the front and set it in place. We're going to make sure that that padded portion is on the front of our bed, and it's going to come down into the side channels here on our rails. Looking up front, we got the dust cover that needs to be in between the cab and the bed. So if it's folded up underneath, you can kind of get that out of there so it looks like this. Now we're going to go underneath the tonneau cover, and what we're going to do is install this in one of the keyholes now that are right there up front towards the cab. It's a good idea to go ahead and loosen this and this hand knob so this block can drop and give you a little more space. What we're going to do is put this up and in the hole, and then you slide it over into the slot and it won't come back out, and we'll go ahead and tighten it down. Now underneath, I can show you, give you a better idea what I was talking about. We're going to put this portion up in the round hole, slide over to the slot, and make sure that this portion goes in the frontmost keyhole here. So it should go in that slot so you can tighten it down and it'll attach there. Now with that tightened down, we can come back and add our safety strap. You got the clip right here. That's going to go in the second keyhole. Latched in like that. And with that done, you can go ahead and repeat that process on the other side. Now that everything's tightened down, we can go ahead and roll out the tonneau cover. Just fold it out and make sure it sits right. You might have to make some kind of adjustments if it's not sitting square, and there's pretty easy to do that. Looks like ours is latching really good. That's one thing you want to make sure that it latches on every point. And if it doesn't, it's not too bad to have to adjust. You might have to move the whole cover forward or backwards or make sure it's square. One thing that's kind of common is maybe these strikers don't line up, but you can use the smaller Allen head tool here to loosen this and slide it where you need, just to make sure that this latches in every time correctly. Looks like it's got a good hold here, so I think we're good. Another thing to check is make sure your tailgate closes with the cover down completely. Make sure it doesn't hit or anything like that. That's where you know you need to move it forward. If there was contact, looks like it's good. It goes right under there and it's catching. One thing I will note though is that the weather seal is a little stiff, so when you hit the button, you see it doesn't pop out quite like it should. It takes a little bit, but that's gonna wear down over time. You know, parking outside, the more you use it and close it, it's gonna kind of bend it back a little bit and not be as aggressive. Now we're gonna take our prop rods, make sure the side with the latch on it goes here on the rail. Just push it into place, and then we'll push the top one on this ball up here in the top. And after that, that's it for the installation. It wasn't too bad. We didn't have to make any modifications to the truck. It didn't take me too long to do it. I only needed a second set of hands, like one time, so that's not too bad. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.